So many IEMs released on the market, and I only have so much time in the day, the month, the year to cover them all. So of course, there's gonna be quite a few or a lot of IEMs that slip through my fingers. Hey friends, Timmy, welcome back to another video on Thieaudio, and welcome to the first ever episode of Didn't Review. Yes, an episode covering just some stuff that came through my door that I didn't get a chance to make a proper video or a proper statement on. So in this video, we're gonna do a mini review or official statements on all these IEMs. So let's start first with the 7Hz Timeless AE edition. Yes, this one just came kind of out of nowhere-ish, a redone 7Hz Timeless. Now, if you do not know the Timeless, where have you been? You must be very new into this hobby, and if that's the case, welcome to this rabbit hole, dark hole of a hobby where money just seemingly disappears throughout the years and you end up with more cables and IEMs just all over the house. Back to the Timeless, it was the first ever well-tuned planar IEM released back in late 2021 and has since spawned a whole host of new planar IEMs, the planar wars as we like to call it in this community. And the 7Hz Timeless AE is the new update version of the Timeless. Now the AE for me is basically just Timeless but a bit better. More balanced, sounds smoother, so at the end of the day it is just that, a better Timeless. Now there are two reasons I don't talk about this set all too much. Number one is the price. It is $60 more than the original Timeless right now, which for the improvement that is given, $60 is a pretty heavy price tag and not really something I recommend you going for if you want to save money. And reason number two, Timeless is not even the best planar you can grab around $200 anymore. The market moves so fast that now we have the Station Wu, which is arguably smoother sounding, although don't have as much details as the Timeless. It's more pleasant to listen to, and even better, we have the Station Wu Heyday edition, which is just better than the original Station Wu altogether, and is one that I actually prefer over the Timeless. So if you have $200, it's much better spent on the Heyday. But if you must have a Timeless for some reasons that I don't know about, you could just get the original, save some money, or if you don't care about money, the AE is the better version objectively, so you can get the AE if you want. Next IEM, we have another flanker of a planar IEM. Yes, I'm using fragrance terms now. Any one of you who are in the fragrance community or have watched my old videos will understand what the term flanker means. For those who don't know, flanker just means a variation of an original product. So S12 is the original, C12 would be considered a flanker, S12 Pro would be considered a flanker. Another example, Station Wu is the original, so Station Wu Heyday would be considered a flanker. Yes, there you go, now you know. Back to the S12 Pro. This one, I have researched the graphs on other people's Squig site, and it seems to graph more closely to a C12 rather than an S12. It has a noticeable bass boost that the C12 has. So it's not really an S12 Pro per se, it is a C12 Pro, kind of. In any case, the most noticeable change is gonna be in the bass. Now you can argue that on some S12 Pro units, the upper mid-range looks smoother than the original S12, but I'm here to tell you that it is unit variance more or less, because the S12 and all the flankers of S12 are known to have pretty heavy unit variance. So the S12 Pro, or in this case we call it C12 Pro, is not any better than the original S12 or the Z12. Next we have the Kiwiears Cadenza. Now the Cadenza is an IEM that I tiptoe back and forth a lot on whether it is Wan-Er level or is not quite Wan-Er level. Now having listened to it again for a couple hours prior to this video, I deem it to be not as good as the Wan-Er. Still same tier, B-, but I like the Wan-Er more. The Wan-Er just sounds more natural, smoother to me, while the Cadenza just feels more congested in the upper ranges, namely the treble area. So music just doesn't sound as open and effortless as on the Wan-Er. Though not a massive difference, the Wan-Er is still better, which should be a good news for a lot of you guys out there, because Wan-Er is cheaper. Yeah, almost half the price. So get the 1 Moving on, we have the Ola Bass Edition. Now, this one I've just been wholly impressed by, and I'm kicking myself every day that I forgot to talk about it for the longest time. It was in my pile of boxes. I thought I already unboxed it. Maybe I threw it in there by accident. It is great. So smooth sounding from bass all the way to treble. And when you have a smooth graph, music just sounds effortless. Like there's no peaks that takes away your attention to any given parts. It just sounds smooth and the stage feels more open at the same time. All that together makes the Ola Bass just sounds fantastic, especially for the price. Now, not every single one of you are gonna fall in love with the Ola Bass, and for a couple reasons. Number one, it is tuned very energetically. So some of you guys out there might find it too energetic, too fatiguing, too much emphasis on the female vocals or the extension ranges. Completely understand, this is probably not gonna be for you. Reason number two, it's not the cleanest lower mid-range. I wish the bass or the lower mids area was a bit more well controlled, and it would easily put the Ola Bass up another tier for me. But since it still has a bit of uncontrolled bass and arguably a little too energetic, the Ola Bass still gets a grade of B-, but it's a very high B-. Again, it's so close. I wanted to give it a B so badly, but B-. Next, we have the Oracle Mark II. In case some of you guys missed my stance on the Oracle battle, Oracle MK1 versus MK2, my stance is the original one is much better. The Mark II is tuned well from bass all the way up to upper mid-range. The one misstep they have, and arguably a really big one, is in the treble area. Now the treble is linear and smooth for the most part. It's just a lot, like too much of it, to the point where it kind of hurts. Now, to put into context, the Oracle Mark II has the same level of treble or more treble in some areas than the Elysian Annihilator, which I deem is somewhat the limit to what you should be getting with treble and still sound natural. But the one thing that the Annihilator has that balances out a lot of the treble area is a lot of upper mid-range. The Oracle Mark II doesn't quite have that. It's going for a more leaner sounding vocals to begin with, and when you pair that with just an overwhelming amount of treble, it just hurts, to put it very simply. The treble is unnatural and it's painful. So hence, Oracle Mark I still lives, still my favorite out of the two, and probably still one of my most favorite IEMs of all time. Long live Oracle Mark I. All right, that is it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I'd like to thank my Patreon subscriber now. We have Kay, Chadwick, Sunirul, Norm, Ben, and of course, Mr. Mason. Thank you so much for the support. If you guys want to support the channel yourself, link to Patreon is down below. A lot of good perks there. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye.